Hello, my name is Jamie Blair, and welcome back to the Bronx Journal. More specifically, our special program devoted to cuisines of the Bronx. My next guest is Felix Abarca, manager of a wonderful Spanish tapas-style restaurant located in the bustling commercial section of Riverdale. And Felix is here to tell us a little bit about why customers have so many great things to say about both the dining and the overall atmosphere of Tin Marin. Felix, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jamie.
Now, I'm sure viewers would be curious to know exactly how Tin Marin got its name.
Well, Tin Marin comes from Tin Marin de Dopingway, which is the equivalent of eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And we thought it was fun and playful to name our restaurant after that. Mm-hmm.
And it's a, specifically, it's a tapas-style restaurant and bar. And I myself and a lot of viewers would be curious, what exactly is a tapas-style restaurant?
Well, tapas is basically a snack or finger food, something that you can eat quickly and that doesn't require too much of a process to cook. That is a tapas.
So it's also kind of like the type of food where it's not so much a focus on a big meal as it is something, the type of food that you can kind of eat a little bit of throughout the day in order to maintain a balance where you don't feel too full in any one meal, but this way it kind of keeps you going throughout the day.
That is correct. That is one of the purposes of eating tapas. Also, you know, while you are drinking, it will keep your stomach full without having to put up a whole meal. And yeah, that's the whole tapas purpose.
I'm sure some of our viewers would like to get a gander at some of what appears to be tapas-style appetizers here, if you'd like to elaborate a little bit about what we have.
Sure, I brought some of the most popular dishes in our restaurant. Like these are
Which one is this?
These are the pastelitos, mm-hmm. Which are basically empanadas. That they're commonly known throughout South America and Central America, and they're stuffed with cheese. One is stuffed with cheese, one is stuffed with beef, and the other with chicken. These are our codfish croquets. Those are tostones and chorizo, and these are this is amazing. These are the dates, which are wrapped in bacon and stuffed with blue cheese. They're awesome.
I'll be one of the first ones to tell you that I've had these before, these dates wrapped in bacon. I've not seen anything that outstanding. It's unlike any restaurant I've been to ever. I've been to plenty of different types of restaurants, Italian, Spanish, any kind of Latin restaurant. Mm-hmm. Nothing comes close to the unique kind of taste with these. And what's the name of this one again? This is my personal favorite.
Dátiles, dates.
Dátiles?
Mm-hmm.
So, of all of these, which one would you feel that is the favorite amongst your clientele?
Tostones and chorizo. That's the most. That's the most popular, I would say, among all of the tapas that we serve. Yeah, and you know, it's curious that the word tostones comes from. Tostones are basically fried green plantains, but they call it tostones only in the Caribbean, and that it's kind of a contrast with our the concept of our restaurant, which is Spanish. But we thought it would be interesting to call it that way.
What would you say is the majority of your clientele? Like most of your customers would be, you know, what kind of background would you say? Do you get a lot of people who are from Spain and are looking for a taste of the old world? Or do you have mostly people from the neighborhood, let's say, from different backgrounds that are looking for something different than what they would be used to?
I think it will be the second option. It's mostly people from the neighborhood, which are willing to, they're from different backgrounds. And that is actually what we want to maintain at Tin Marin, diversity. We like to keep it that way. We just don't want to focus on one type of culture or race and just cater them. We want diversity, and we want people to have fun and to have a great dining experience.
And how long have you been at your current location?
We opened in April of this year, so it's been about 8 months. Mm-hmm.
Are there any plans to expand, maybe to different neighborhoods or even to other boroughs?
Yes, we do have plans of expansion. We're actually opening a new a branch in Washington Heights, and our goal is to make of this a franchise eventually.
Mm-hmm.
That that we don't want to limit our concept to just to anything. Just let's see what happens.
With these appetizers and also taking into account some of your main entrees, would this be the type of food that one would find in most cafes or restaurants in Spain?
That is correct. Yes, and tapas are very popular in Spain, and we are kind of bringing that same experience here.
What are some of your more popular main dishes?
Well, we have the chicken breast in a very tasty sauce with mushrooms made with balsamic vinegar. It's amazing. And also the scare steak over yuca puree. It
sounds to me like a lot of the ingredients would be familiar to most people, but the way in which they're arranged or how they're used in the final product or in the final dish is what would really be unique.
Right, yes.
And how much experience have you, and I also had the pleasure of speaking with the owner, Henry. Mm-hmm. Both of you have had a fair amount of experience in the business?
Yeah, I've been in this business for about 10 to 11 years, and it's the same with Henry. He's been in the business for about the same amount of time. Mm-hmm.
In the 8 months that you've been on Riverdale Avenue, and as far as I know, you are the only restaurant of your type that's on that entire strip. How is the competition, if you want to call it that? Is it friendly? Would you say that, does it appear at first glance that a lot of people might be flocking to your restaurant that once were frequenting some of the other places, or is it pretty much evened out and everybody kind of maintains a friendly atmosphere all along the street?
Well, I would say we are expecting more competition in the upcoming months. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to talk about what's happening right now. There are other Latin restaurants in the area, but I believe competition is good. And I remember what happened in the area of Inwood, by Dykeman Street, in the year of 2002. There was only one restaurant that opened its doors, and it was a sensation. Other different restaurants started opening along the same street, and while I was working there, I thought that the competition wasn't going to be good for the restaurant I was working for, but actually it was the opposite. It brought more business to the place. So I'm expecting the same kind of process to happen in the area where we're in Riverdale.
Can you tell our viewers a little bit about your background, your nationality? You're from Spain originally?
I'm from Ecuador, actually.
Ecuador?
Mm-hmm. And I have lived in the United States for about 12 years, and ever since I got to this country, I've been in this business, and I love it. I like it. And
are tapas just as popular in Ecuador or in other Central American countries as they would be in Spain?
No, they are not. This is well, I'm pretty sure that you might find one or two tapas restaurants in any Latin American country, but I wouldn't say that it's something popular in our cultures, no, as it is in Spain. Mm-hmm.
Could you tell us a little bit about your thoughts? There's some controversy surrounding the fact that to get an outdoor seating license in the Bronx is the same cost for a restaurant in the Bronx as it would be for Manhattan. Do you have any thoughts about that? Do you currently have outdoor seating now?
No, we don't. We are applying for a license. We hopefully will have our sidewalk cafe open by next summer. And I do think the city should consider the fees that the restaurants have to pay to open when they're applying for a sidewalk cafe. according to the area where the restaurant is located.
How many people can eat in Tin Marin at any one time?
That will be 65 people at one time.
And does the staff get along with each other, like the cooks and the waiters and everybody, bartenders, does everybody kind of maintain a sense of camaraderie?
Yes, they do. That's one of the main goals of Tin Marin. We like to keep an atmosphere, a friendly atmosphere among our employees, and customers can see this in, let's say, when a waiter or a waitress, when a server approach them, customers will perceive that, and that's why we want everyone to be just happy and to love what they're doing.
I'm sure that a lot of patrons of the restaurant enjoy one thing, and that's live music. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the live music offerings that Tin Marin has?
We no longer have flamenco nights. We were doing that every Wednesday. We are now moving that to every other Sunday. And we also had this, like a couple of weeks ago, we had this band. They play covers of popular Latin rock songs, pop songs, and even the hits of the moment. And there were customers that even requested some songs, and they were able to play that. So we are gonna have them for once a month on Thursday.
That's great.
We post that on our Facebook page, so to keep and on our website as well, to keep our customers informed of what we do.
I know that you've said you've only been open since April, so it's kind of hard to gauge at this point, but do you think there might be a significant slowdown in business during the winter months?
Yes, we are actually experiencing that. There's no way we can lie about that. And but for the experience that I have, it's the normal process of this type of businesses. It's October. The business is going to pick up. Every business is going to pick up by November. Things start being good again.
I guess all I have left to ask is if you have any advice for other up-and-coming restaurants, whether they want to be tapas style or anything else in the current economic climate that we have.
Well, I would say keep it original, be creative, don't copy. Don't just, well, people can do whatever they want, whatever they feel like doing, but just don't just open another tapas restaurant. No, because that's what we do, but.
And just like with your dishes, it's not so much, not so much what you have, but how it's presented is the key to a lot of the originality.
That's a key. Keep the staff motivated, keep the staff happy, and you also need to be savvy about the way you manage your accounting, because if you don't, in the way the economics are right now, you can have a lot of you won't even see when you're losing money.
It's called delegation of authority.
Yeah,
and it definitely pays off. Well, we've been speaking with Felix Abarca. The restaurant is Tin Marin, and the experience, nothing short of delectable. I'm Jamie Blair, and we'll be back with more Cuisines of the Bronx right here on the Bronx Journal.